Hi there, welcome to this week's edition of the Heart of a Youth Leader podcast. These are short weekly videos or podcast files for you to listen to your favourite provider or on YouTube, and they are designed to encourage all those of us who are working with young people in a local church setting. There's plenty of fantastic podcast and video resources for youth leaders to think about how to do youth work well, and tips and tricks, and how to respond to young people about different situations, how to help them with practical day-to-day living, which is great. But what this podcast is slightly different. It's called The Heart of a Youth Leader because it's so easy as youth leaders and as youth workers to be so focused on the young people that we forget about ourselves and our own self-care and our self-spiritual care, and focusing our walk with the Lord is vital if we want to be effective ministers for God in his church. And so this is why it's the heart of youth leader. It's going, how's your heart? How are you doing with the Lord at the moment? What's your relationship with him like? Are you giving him time? Are you stopping regularly enough to be still, to hear his voice, to read his word, to pray into situations that really need praying? So I hope you find these useful. If you do, I'd love you to subscribe, love you to follow us on your chosen provider, because it means that this will just pop up each week when there's a new episode, so you don't have to remember to look for it. And please do share it with anyone you think might find it useful. Now, last episode, I reflected on Paul's closing comments to the church in Thessaloniki, where he said, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Jesus. And I'm not going to go through it again, so if you missed the last episode, really encourage you to have a quick listen. But it's fascinating that as far as Paul's concerned, that's God's will for our life. And since I recorded that episode and been reflecting on those words, I've been really chewing on what they actually mean and what it might look like to rejoice always, to pray continually, and to give thanks in all circumstances. What he's saying is we need to be joyful, praying and thankful all the time, no matter what we go through. And it means that we can be it all comes from inside us rather than from outside us. So when the storms of life come and we're buffeted by the waves, actually it doesn't affect our own self-esteem and our self-confidence in the Lord, because where we get our hope from, where we get our esteem from, where we get our value from, is not from outside, it's from within. From God by his Spirit. And I've been thinking about this these last few weeks about, well, what does it mean to do these things all the time? And what I particularly started focusing on was the fact that the prayer is sandwiched between being joyful and being grateful. And so I've started going in my prayers that I pray, thinking, well, if I want to pray about something, why don't I start, before I actually pray for the thing I want to pray about, why don't I start by thinking, how can I praise God for the situation related to what I want to pray for? What is there to delight in? So I think rejoice is a funny word, isn't it? So kind of for me, it either means praise God for or to delight in God because of. And so thinking of a situation that I want to pray for, first of all, delight in the situation or the people involved or the opportunities. Then pray for the actual need, and then give thanks to God for the situation. Give thanks for what he's doing. Give thanks that he is in control. So let me give you an example. Let's say there's a lot of young people doing exams at the moment. So I've been praying for those that I know who are preparing and now taking exams. And so if I want to pray for them, I don't just start by praying. What I'll start is going, right, how can I delight in the Lord for exams. And you're thinking, well, Andy, how can anyone delight in the Lord for exams? But I was like, but actually, Father, I praise you because you have made us so wonderfully complex. You have given us brains that can consume more information. We can process and make decisions and come up with explanations for different things. And Lord, it's amazing how you've made us, how fantastic you've made each young person that I'm thinking of, that you've made them uniquely. And I delight in that. Then I'll pray for them with their exams, that they'll remember all they've learned, that they'll know the Lord's peace with them, that they'll be confident in what they do know, and that the Lord will help bring to mind all that they've been revising so that they can do their best. And then I end with giving thanks. Father, thank you that they have the opportunity to learn. Thank you for the opportunities that we get in this country to go to school, to get an education, which will make a difference to the rest of their lives. And Lord, thank you that the exams will be over soon. And I've been doing that. It's just a really simple model. I don't know if that's what Paul intended. Probably not. But what I found by doing it is it's been incredibly good for my own mental health. I don't know about you, but sometimes when we're praying, it gets quite heavy on us. And we go like, oh, there's so much to pray for. There's so much need. It's so difficult. And yet what I've discovered over the past few days is seeing that when you actually sandwich your needs and your desires and your requests with actually keeping our eyes on Jesus and being grateful, that it completely transforms how you feel when you pray. And I've felt, maybe it's just me, I've felt more hopeful in the things I've prayed for as a result of this sandwich, because it starts by rejoicing, by celebrating, by delighting, by praising God for what's going on in the situation or those involved. And what it's meant is when I've gone, oh Lord, I need to pray about this, I've had to really think deeply about, well, what is there to celebrate God in this prayer request? What is there to actually keep my eyes fixed on him? And it starts, so my eyes are fixed on him. So then when we come to pray, we are already delighting in who he is. We're rejoicing in who he is. So we have more confidence. I have more confidence with the prayer request because I've just been spending time being fully aware of his presence. So I've also found I tend to pray more. I tend to pray a bit more bolder and to be a bit more outrageous with my prayer request. And then to thank God for the situation, to thank God for those people that I'm praying for, to thank God that he's at work, to thank God that he's moving amongst his people and amongst our world. And it's just wonderful. And I come away feeling, wow, I just feel positive, and it's brought a real new sort of energy and life to my prayer times. I've been wondering, I don't know about you, but I wonder if this is a simple model that we can teach our young people when they're thinking of praying. And we know that there's an epidemic of mental health issues and challenges amongst teenagers at the moment. So I heard something like 75 or 80% of teenagers are struggling with their mental health at the moment, which is outrageous. And I just wonder if this might be a little model we could use to help them present their requests to the Lord and discover the peace that transcends all understanding. So have a go yourselves. And if you think, actually, yeah, this could be a way of teaching young people to pray. And if you do it, I'd love you to get in touch with us. Get in touch with me at Thrive, because I would love to know what difference it's making and how people are responding to it. But whatever you do, have a great week and go for it.